Yeah, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Rundown. I'm your host, CJ, and tonight, in-house, I've got TC Restani, Quincy Briscoe, and my man, the legendary Ricky Bittman with me. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break from one of our sponsors. Before we come back, we are going to start the rundown.
Hi, this is Quincy Briscoe. To all my fans, don't drink and drive.
We're back. Hey, what's going on, Rick?
Nothing. I'm really just I'm mesmerized by the sight of Quincy eating a hamburger.
Yeah, he's decided to bring his dinner into the studio.
I don't think I've ever been more repulsed in my life.
Yeah. What do you got there, Quince?
Just a sandwich hamburger, but a good one.
I liked watching you scrape the cheese off there. Now,
With his hands.
That was an erroneous dish, I would assume, right? So obviously now I heard Abby calling that into the pickup place.
Oh, yeah?
And she did not say cheeseburger. She said hamburger.
She did say pickles,
mustard,
though.
pickles, and onions.
So it's not my fault this time.
Well, it's okay. It's just a minor thing, so just take the cheese off.
I like how you move on. You know, I wish I could be more like you. I tend to ruminate. This would ruin my whole night.
One piece of cheese would just wreck it.
Well, I would keep the cheese, but if they got it wrong, I would be kind of like, ugh.
Just keep the goddamn cheese.
You know what it is? You know what? One of my favorite sandwiches to order in the neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
But can I mention the name?
Sure.
Liberty Bell.
Okay.
They make a grilled chicken kebab sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and feta cheese on a sub roll.
Okay.
So it's like a Greek salad?
Yeah, but they always put a dressing on there, right?
Right.
And I always say dressing on the side because it's too, when you unwrap it, it's just this
soggy.
big liquid thing.
Yeah.
And they always forget to put it on the side. A couple of times they've done it, they've put it on the side, and it's great because then you just dip. Because some bites you want the sauce,
Right.
And some bites you don't.
And
I don't
if
ask
you,
for much.
Right. And if you don't eat the whole thing, say you save half of it for later, it won't sog the bread in the refrigerator.
See, I'm a guy who can never, ever, no matter what, save. I eat it all.
Even
Right.
if it's an extra large sandwich, you just pound the whole thing.
Oh, I could do a Bob's jumbo chicken palm. You've seen those, right?
I have indeed, yes.
I can do one of those. Easy.
Well, I saw, you were telling us on the After Hours podcast that you went to the seafood joint
Oh, Belle Isle, yeah.
and you brought home the haddock.
just the haddock, yeah.
Right. I love the haddock.
And then the reason why wasn't so much that I couldn't eat it. I just knew I would enjoy it the next day as a sandwich.
Oh, really? Between two slices of bread?
Well, did I do that? No, I think I just ate it by itself.
That's the better way.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to put on, like, Quincy's pickles that didn't show up.
Oh, no. So there were no pickles on there?
Nah, not this
Jesus,
time.
they really screwed that up.
messed
That's
it up.
okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Did they screw it up, or did Miss Abby Howard
I told you, I heard her say
Okay.
ketchup, mustard, and pickles.
Unreal.
Oh, no,
It's
ketchup,
alright.
mustard, and onions.
It's a tasty
Wait a
sandwich,
minute.
either way.
What?
Did you want pickles?
Nah, not this time.
So there were pickles on it.
I don't know,
Son of
but
a
you know
bitch,
what? It's a tasty sandwich.
That's why I eat before I come in the studio. I don't want to
Me
have
too.
you ordering anything for me.
I was just saying I had a nice.
See, you guys don't have what I'm hearing in my earpiece on here
what's
from
her fucking
the booth. I mean, she's like, I think that in that British accent.
And if we weren't sitting here, you'd have no show. All right?
That's
So
true.
Be
That's true.
quiet. Don't be so
Wow.
fresh. And I'm not talking with a PH.
Hey, but at least we got the red Solo cups. She fucking did that. At
Yes,
least
thank
she
you.
ordered
Thank you,
those.
Abby. Thank you. Gracias. Muchas gracias. I don't ask for much. I say
You
that.
don't ask for much.
I don't.
No, I don't know much, but I know I love red Solo.
I definitely
cups.
don't know much, but I mean, I don't ask for much.
Y'all ready for Thanksgiving?
It's to quote Rocky, "It's just Thursday to me." If you could see what I'm witnessing right
Yes.
now, I mean, he's got this little like styrofoam container, and as he's woofing his hamburger down, eating it like a barbarian over there. What's going on, Conan?
You know, it reminds me of the hamburger from the Twilight Zone. Remember the one that the kid ate and he put the peanut butter on it?
No, I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that?
No, I was probably asleep that New Year's Eve.
No, it looks just like that.
Is it cooked?
It's kind of pink.
Oh,
It's cooked.
It's so you.
I want to know how you managed to eat the roll off of it with still
Man.
big piece of.
Well, they like to put a big patty on the roll.
A big patty on the roll.
I know her.
It looks like you're in some like competitive eating contest right now, but in slow motion.
Do you ever dip the burger in your milk?
No,
No, that'd be gross, huh?
no.
Why? It came from the same thing, the cow.
Technically, it does when you think about it.
Yeah. It is. That's actually pretty. Yeah, that's weird. Huh?
There you go. You're drinking milk and you're washing down a burger.
So what?
He's a simpleton.
Cows have good meat. They have burgers and steaks and
Right.
everything else.
I might be going off for steak Saturday night, so I'm excited.
Really? Where are you going to go?
Where?
Eddie V's in Burlington.
Never been there.
They have a bone-in New York strip, and you can get sort of like a blue cheese and crust on it, like for like an extra $22. Place is wicked expensive.
Try the tomahawk
I
steak.
hate these
I
expensive
won't. I mean, I don't think I could eat. I mean, I see them. And,
Huge.
yeah, I just think, and plus, I like my steak kind of cooked, but not.
What about the old 96er, like in the great outdoors?
You know, that's not a tender.
Get the
steak.
free T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
I
This
would
is an
never do
18-ounce
that.
strip, though, which is a decent size sirloin. That's what I would get.
What kind of sides are you going to get with it?
Oh, I didn't get that far on the thing, but you can add things to it, you know. And
Do they get baked potato?
I'm sure they do. The place seems way too upscale for me, but
It was like, you know that place in New York City, Frankie and Johnny's?
I've never been there.
Okay, well, James Gandolfini went there after all of his plays and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
So me and cousin Leah were down in New York one night.
Yeah.
And we decided to go in there. So there was a little wait. And it's an old place. It's like on the second floor. So we go upstairs. Very fancy, very uptown.
Were you guys going to eat there? or
Yeah,
you
we were
just
going to eat.
talk?
We
Oh.
sat at the table.
Oh, wow.
They sat us down. They gave us the menu. Cousin Leah looked at it. $17 for a baked potato?
Wow.
He calmly closed it and goes, I'm fucking leaving.
Oh, man.
So we ended up going to the Westway Diner instead.
No,
There
listen,
you go.
you're a New York guy. Aren't you slightly embarrassed by that?
$17 for a baked potato?
No, walking out of an upscale.
No,
New York
not at
City?
all. Because I didn't want to pay $17 for a baked potato either.
You're in showbiz, man.
Okay, then it should be on the arm.
That's right.
Maybe it would have been.
I don't think so.
We'll never be again, that's for sure.
Well, I'm never going back there again. That was so long ago. I can imagine what the baked potato now is at Frankie and Johnny's.
See, if I went to New York City, I would skip the steakhouses and go right to Katz's.
What is
That's
that?
overpriced too.
I know, but that's where I would go.
What is that?
Katz's Delicatessen down on the Bowery.
Ah.
You got to see
The
them.
Bowery.
Follow them on, your. I'm not on Instagram anymore, but they do little videos
Okay.
of them cutting the pastrami.
Yeah, you've axed yourself off of all social media.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't find you at all.
It just got to be too much. I'm on Facebook though. Anyone find me on Facebook?
Well, we've chased all the dickheads off of Twitter. Come
I
back.
know. It's just too much. I find myself looking at it. Like I said, I got off because I'm scrolling one day and I realized like 20 minutes of my life went by looking at these assholes. And one of the, like I said, I got to the guy covered in peanut butter. I said, all right, I'm out. I'm out.
It was not the peanut butter on the sandwich there. Like
No,
from the,
no.
from the Twilight Zone episode.
So when I get up in the morning now, I put on Bill Maher's podcast. I listened to a great episode this morning. Robert Zemeckis was interviewed.
Oh, my favorite
Really
director of all
interesting. Yes.
time.
And he had a really good. So I'm going to tell you something about the Back to the Future. It's minor, but I know you don't know it.
Let's hear it. I probably do.
Michael J. Fox wrote a line in it. Actually, he wrote a couple, but he said the one that stood out to him was when he woke up from being unconscious, and he said, "Where are my pants?" He goes, is there a bustle in my hedgerow, or am I just hearing things?
I think it's Quincy over there with wrapping up his burger.
That's reusable, you know.
Yeah, you can recycle that.
They call it a clamshell container.
Well, we're gonna put it in the recycling bin. Then people take it and do what they do to recycle it.
I know a lady that uses that to pick up dog excrement. Scoops it like that.
Poopa scoopa.
The look on his face.
So back to the Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. So when he wakes up after being unconscious,
Right.
he notices his pants are off. He goes, "Where are my pants?"
Right.
Now the line was, "They're right over there, Marty."
On my hope chest.
That's what he added. He said she should say, they're right over there on my hope chest. And Zemeckis was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Because it just put things into perspective.
No kidding.
Of her and the times.
Right.
Like the hope chest. Like my mother had a hope chest.
Maybe that may be a Canadian thing, because I don't remember ever hearing that.
Oh, that was a big thing when I grew up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Hope chest? Yeah, my mother had one.
It was a very Irish thing too, like the dowry in Ireland. The
Okay.
woman gets like my mother had like.
Well, his name was McFly.
That's true. He was Irish, and they said, you'd find linens and silverware and like things like that were always put in the hope chest. Mm-hmm. And my sister now has my mother's hope chest, and she lives on the 3rd floor. And if she moves, I am leaving town because I don't want to move there.
When I saw that movie, it was my hope to grab her chest.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
And my mother put her wedding gown in hers.
yeah, the things like that, and they were
Right.
like cedar. That's that old cedar wood. My sisters all had cedar wood jewelry boxes, and you smell them.
Wow. I'll have to take a listen to that podcast.
I think Bill Maher's podcast, if you listen to it and listen to, it's probably the 2nd greatest podcast in the country after this one.
Of course.
But listen to it, I think you'd be very surprised.
Is that Club Random?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But the only thing I hate about it is they're all video episodes now. So you like drain the shit out of your phone when you play it, because I
Right.
like the audio.
Yeah.
I don't need to see them there except for Richard
I'm
Dreyfuss.
sure you can actually find that on all your Spotify's and
Yeah, maybe you're right.
you could find it there.
But in the morning, like this morning, I just put that on and I was very entertained.
And it was Bob talking like this. This is how I mean Back to the Future, you know?
I don't remember him
Midwest
speaking like
talking.
that,
Because he's
but
from Chicago. Chicago.
He seemed pretty lucid. I liked it. It was very interesting.
Chicago.
Because he also directed the I Want to Hold Your Hand with Eddie Deason that
Right.
we talked about
Oh,
recently.
yeah. Did you grab the
I did.
Criterion?
Yes, and last night in our good friend Jeff's honor, I watched Female Trouble by John Waters. And next one I watch when I get a free night is going to be I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Oh.
I thought the
I
Beatles
still
did
got to
that.
pick that up.
No, that they did. The movie is about the Beatles, and it's called I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Right.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
You would like it. 'cause you like the Beatles.
Debatos.
The Beatles?
Yeah.
Right.
The Beatles.
The Beatles. It's right there to cheer people up. They'll play some Beatles.
Nothing wrong with the Beatles, Quincy, right?
No. When you
stuff.
need, it's good stuff. You need every once in a while some Beatles songs.
You a big Beatles fan, TC?
I enjoy the Beatles tremendously.
I always wanted to go to Liverpool and see all this stuff, the tours.
You didn't? Did you go to England and do the? He's gonna yell at me. The Abbey Road.
Hey, Bungalow Bill.
I heard that
what
road's
did you
pretty well
kill?
traveled.
Bungalow Bill.
Ooh,
Where
I
was
just
this,
got a whistle
London?
in mine.
Is
blew
she
the
from
whistle.
London?
Yeah, well, she's from somewhere in England. I've tried to ask her.
Westchester.
She goes, I left there when I was like 1 year old. I really don't
But she's
remember.
got an accent.
And she does have an accent.
Now, you've seen London and you've seen France. Have you seen Abbey? Never mind. I'm not
Ooh.
listening.
Hey, Bungalow Bill. What did you kill?
Bungalow Bill. Hey, Bungalow Bill.
What did you kill? Bungalow Bill. Hey, Bungalow Bill. What did you kill? Bungalow Bill.
Now, is that a song or is that the scriptures you're
He
quoting?
killed your hamburger, is what he did.
Well, it's the chorus of the song. You know, the Beatles.
That was
There
great.
you
The
go.
chorus.
You want to have some fun laughing about Abbey Road?
Yeah.
Go on earthcam.com.
Oh, I got it. I watch it all the time.
And watch fools dodge
Yeah.
trucks and cars to get that picture on the
I
street.
actually have
so
the
stupid.
paid app for that because I watch stuff all over the world.
I was sitting there one Sunday morning. I was bored as hell, and I'm like, you know what? I think it was it was in the wintertime, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on earthcam.com and watch imbeciles dodge trucks. There it is, right there. But what time is it in England now?
Well, that's
like,
just it.
Like midnight or something.
If I ever make the trip,
Right.
okay, it is 1:27 a.m.
All right.
Which isn't too late for me.
No, of course not.
That's when you want to go get your picture taken.
Yeah, but it's not the same. That was during the day.
Yeah,
though.
but still, I mean, you
Actually, the best time to do it, as of watching that,
What?
is like Sunday morning at like sunrise.
Oh, really? Okay,
There's no one there.
but like it is very well traveled.
It is. Is it
it-
raining over there?
It's always
is that a
raining
live
over
shot?
there. Huh?
That's a live shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no shit.
Watch
It's a
it
paid
during the
app.
day. Watch it during. Actually, it's free. If
I'll show you my favorite one to watch.
sometimes when I watch it, you hear in the background.
Yeah, that's no kidding.
Have you been to London?
No, I have not.
Yeah. You know what I want to check out is the London's East End Jack the Ripper Whitechapel tour.
Oh, that sounds appeasing.
Always comes back to mass
You do
murder.
it. You wouldn't do it?
Of course I would go to it.
Of course
I
you would.
You guys remember one of my favorite time travel movies is Time After Time about Jack the Ripper who escapes London in the time machine.
I still haven't seen that yet. I have to.
Malcolm McDowell.
Here's my favorite one. to
And that
look
rate's
at.
real high.
That ranks.
With you.
That's second behind the Back to the Future trilogy. That is second.
For you?
Oh,
That's
100%.
huge.
That is huge.
Okay. All right.
Is that your type of scene?
Let me see. What we got here. What am I looking at here on the phone?
What
That
is
is
that?
a live shot of a bar in Temple Bar, Dublin, in the Temple Bar district. It's called Temple Bar.
This is right now.
That's right now, yeah.
It's 1:27 a.m.
Yeah, they close at 2.
on a Friday morning, technically there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Wow, look at all those people.
They have music
there.
up till 1 a.m. You see live music all
Isn't
day.
that kind of creepy though? You're sitting there looking at looking. Oh,
No.
I know where this pub is. It's the red one,
Yes,
right?
100%.
In
yeah.
Dublin.
Yeah.
I know exactly where this is. I used to see people stumbling out of there
Of course,
on
yeah.
Earth Cam.
I love watching it around Christmas, like, because they're out. The people are out all night and like just standing in the street talking. Irish are very social.
Oh, yeah.
Bars closed, they're outside talking till the sun comes up. You can hear seagulls in the background sometime, and you see the street getting brighter.
What's the name of that place?
Earth Cam is the name of the website.
No. What's the name of the pub?
Temple Bar.
Temple Bar.
And the district is called Temple Bar, so it's Temple Bar in the Temple Bar district.
Shout out to my friend Miriam Gillis. You just heard that. I want to know how close you live to that bar, Miriam, when I talk to you on social media.
Okay, Miriam, she's probably going to say, oh, it's a fucking tourist trap. They hate it. The native Irish hate it. But it's like everybody wants to go there probably because it's very famous and you
Yeah.
can see it. Because oftentimes you'll see people on the street waving at the camera and talking.
Right.
I've also seen people come out and throw up as well on Earth Cam.
Well, you know, it happens.
It
I
does
got to
happen.
get over there, man. I haven't been to Ireland. I had a shot go when my grandmother was still alive.
You could have several shots if you.
Yeah.
Best Guinness I ever had.
Yeah.
Oh, it just... As a limousine driver said when he picks this up, he says, "Yank, how do you compare the Guinness here to what you get in America?" I said, "Well, it is nicer." He goes, "Oh, here it's sweet as buttermilk." He was right.
Yeah.
And I never had a hangover, and I did 17 pints in one day.
Was he a leprechaun?
That's
So he was a big dude. He was a big dude. He got paid a lot of money to drive myself and a small part of my family from, where were we? Sligo to Galway.
There you go.
We had broken away from our tour bus.
Okay.
It's a long story. And my brother-in-law at the time hired a limousine to pick us up and take us because now we're on the street. The tour bus left us.
Right.
And I'm thinking we're waiting for another bus to go because we didn't want to go on this tour bus anymore. Long story. All of a sudden, this Mercedes limousine pulls up, and the guy goes out. He goes, "Would any of you happen to be friends of Stephen Parker from the United States?" And we said, "Yeah, that's us." He goes,
I have a cousin named Stephen Parker.
Do you
too.
really?
I think it's the same
"I
person.
was going to say,
Is your Stephen Parker related, married to my cousin Patty?
no."
Then it's not the same
Actually,
one.
his wife is named Patricia.
Do they have a son named Ben?
No, they have a grandson named Ben.
Oh.
Jesus, this is
It's
odd.
true. They have a brand new grandson named
Well,
Benjamin.
no, because their son Ben's like
Yeah.
pushing 50.
But
so
the parallels, though.
parallel.
Anyway, he says, "Get in my car. I'm taking you to Galway." And he did.
Nice.
And the 3 women in the back seat fell asleep. And he goes, "Can I ask you what happened?" Yeah, he goes, "It's a long story."
And what was this guy's name?
I can't remember, but he was a gem of a... And it was like closing time for them, like around the end of the day.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law made a call. Now, it's early here. It was probably early in the morning here, late in the afternoon there. So he arranged all this from his office. Probably gave the guy a credit card and a tip, and the guy says, "I'll do it." And it was a pretty hefty ride. It was like a 2.5 hour ride, but he drove us, and then we checked into the Hotel Europe in Galway, and this was a hotel. Let me tell you, German porn on the television.
There you go.
The bed was like on a riser. It was like a 4-poster bed with curtains. It looked like a room in Buckingham Palace. But I remember the German porn. Actually, my brother-in-law had the game warden who works at the hotel take me out salmon fishing the next day.
Really?
And when I had dinner that night, I ordered salmon. And he came by and he goes, 10 to 1, that's one you caught, laddie. And I was like, I just ate my own fish that I caught. I didn't clean it or anything, but anyway. And in the dining room we ate in was an original club car from the original Orient Express.
Damn, that
The
sounds
ones
like a hell of a
managed by
trip,
the ones
man.
managed by Mr. Fuji.
Yes.
Did you kiss the blondie style?
I did not. I just, I was afraid they'd drop me. And I was just
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, imagine like this, your vertebrae goes and you're paralyzed. I have very morbid thoughts, so I just said, no.
Because they have to hold you.
They do.
extend
They
you
have to
out.
hold you upside down. And I said, my luck, I was a much lighter dude at the
Someone will
time. but-
sneeze.
Yeah. But I would say the most breathtaking
I'd
thing
do
I
it.
saw in Ireland, you'd have to. See, I miss out. The most breathtaking thing I saw was the Cliffs of Moher.
Ooh.
And I went on a trip because I'd had enough of the women. I took my own bus trip out to the Cliffs of Moher.
Solo.
Yeah, but it was like a tour that I could go with other people.
Okay.
And then I saw it was so breathtaking. I made them come with me the next day out there. And it is just something to see. But I was wearing a poncho. I was a young kid, you know. I don't go around wearing ponchos too, like a rain poncho.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "You want to be careful, laddie." He says, "I've seen the wind take them just like an umbrella, and you go right off the edge."
Oh.
And it's happened
Oh, shit.
many, many times out there. People they go to the edge and look over, or
They
they'll
get
be
blown off the
they get
cliff?
blown right off it. There's nothing to stop you from getting blown
Yeek.
off.
We need to take a trip over there. Then.
It's a long way down.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
And I will say this: the people in Ireland were the best people I've ever met in my
Oh,
life.
I would agree 100%.
Italy was beautiful. The women were gorgeous, and
In
the
Italy, of
food was
course.
outstanding.
Right.
Ireland, the food was, but you certainly don't want to go and eat Italian food in Ireland, which we did.
Oh, no.
Was it like Chef Boyardee?
Chef
Oh,
Boyardee would have been a huge step up.
Oh,
They're
okay.
potato people, man. We're
Yeah,
potato
yeah,
people. I'm
exactly.
Irish,
Yeah.
so
I'm
And if you
half
stick to
Irish.
that, you're good.
half Italian.
Half Italian,
Sicilian. Restani.
Well, I'm not a Sicilian. We're from north. We're from north of the boot. Look at my complexion. All right?
North of the booth.
What to the boat?
Briscoe, what is that? What nationality is Briscoe?
I don't know.
American?
Okay, we'll call it that. I guess. It's close enough.
Franco-American.
Well, I knew the Briscoes, and they were Indians. Remember?
Oh, you do have high cheekbones.
Jack and
Native
Jerry.
American?
Jack and Jerry Briscoe.
Yeah, that's right.
The wrestlers.
From Nebraska.
No, they were from Oklahoma.
Well, I really don't know, but the name fits me like a glove, so that's why.
it really does.
Like OJ's glove.
Yeah, there you go.
If it doesn't fit, you must quit.
That's
There
right.
you go. Hey, we're on the topic of Ireland.
Yeah.
I just wrote an article. You might want to check out. Do you like horror movies? It's a mixed bag for you.
Yeah,
We know
yeah.
TC likes horror movies.
I like one horror movie franchise, but you know, if it's something interesting, I'll check it out.
Well, check it out. If you guys have Amazon Prime, there's a guy named Damian McCarthy, and he's got two movies out. One is called Oddity, and the other one is called Caveat. Excellent.
Are they included with Prime?
Yes, they are.
Oh, that's always a bonus.
They are free.
I like that.
Well, they're not free. They're included with Prime.
Oh, there you go.
Nothing on Amazon is free.
Yeah. I did watch Mrs. Have you ever watched Mrs. Brown's Boys?
No.
Oh shit! You got they did the first season free, and I think it's 17 seasons for crying out loud.
17 seasons.
They do the show live in front of an audience,
Just like
And-
Good Times.
but if something goes wrong, they keep it in.
What do you mean?
She's okay. This male comedian. I'm not up to speed with the whole thing. They had the first season free. I was hooked on it. Even my wife, even Tosh would come in the room and she'd look at it and she'd go, "This is actually really funny." But she didn't watch it with me, and she doesn't say anything's funny, even me. And like, should the male comedian? He's a very famous comedian. He plays Mrs. Brown, and she's got some kids, adult kids. Her husband passed away, and she's just a hot shit. You know, she's just always cutting up and everything. But she'll be down the pub with her friends and everything, and she had something. Well, show me that. You said you got it from Father so and so. She goes, "It's in my purse." She goes, "Where's your purse?" She goes, "I left it on my kitchen table." And he just gets up and he walks out around. You can see the audience. You can see the camera. You see the break in the wall and everything. And the audience starts laughing. He comes back, and then he just continues the scene. And sometimes she'll be looking out the window and you can see the cameraman. And the cameraman's just waving at her. But that's not the only funny thing about it. It's a very, very, very funny show.
All right.
And it's all set in Ireland.
And the first season was free.
They got you with the
And
first
then,
season. I'm
now
this
you gotta-
close to subscribing to BritBox to watch it.
Probably
BritBox.
cheap enough. Yeah.
Which is a subset of Prime. Like you get
so-
Prime,
yeah.
but then you can subscribe to all these other things within Prime. I'm like, I'm paying for Prime. Why can't I watch this? Well, no, you got to pay for BritBox.
Oh, and it gets worse with the other streaming services. Now you got to pay $2 or $3 more for ad free. What the hell?
Oh, I know. I am finding I'm enjoying the ads though.
Yeah, so or if they're curtailed to you.
Well, no, I
'cause that's
just
what it is.
it's like like I said, it's like like watching TV in the 70s and 80s. You get out, and you do what you got to do, and you got to get back before.
Yeah, but at
poop
least
time.
on shows on television, they would fade to black. Sometimes you just cut to a commercial right in
and
the
they
middle
don't
of
cut at the
something.
right place,
Right.
Because I watch TJ Hooker, and it's never at the right place.
What do you mean never at the right place?
Well, a commercial will usually like when Fonzie was jumping over the barrels.
Right?
As soon as he jumps and they stop it, you would go to a commercial.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, they want to like really milk out that daring second.
If you watch it on streaming, chances are when Richie's trying to talk him out of it, then they would just cut to a commercial just in the middle of the
I
sentence.
see what you mean. Yeah, the shark, the barrels. I see what.
Suspense.
Well, that's what the something like daring stunts.
It was great. The best ones that did it was the Dukes of Hazzard. because
yeah,
it would
'cause he
freeze frame it,
and he would
you hear Waylon Jennings, looks like the boys are in trouble.
Those were good, yeah. Those were good.
Did you finish the other show that you were, the one that TC finished?
Shameless.
Yeah, did you finish that?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Everything he said about it was 100% right. It's, I think, second after Breaking Bad, you said?
Of the 21st century, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really is. It's an excellent, excellent show. The characters and everything. I heard a theory recently. I was reading up something.
What is the theory?
That Carl is Fiona's son.
They look alike.
Yeah. That's why she kind of always favored him.
But she was never pregnant with him on the show.
Well, we don't know that because when we came on board, he was a little boy.
Frank ain't the father.
That's true.
Because remember when they did that whole sperm thing, the DNA
Carl.
match. So
Yeah, Frank needed some sperm. Carl went in the bathroom.
I got to get back into it. Yeah.
Oh,
I got up to season 3.
I loved it. I couldn't wait to find out what happened.
Yeah.
With these characters. I just got to like them so much.
Wow.
And the acting was great. Kevin, he was the bar owner, right?
Kevin, he was on the Reba McEntire show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He probably played the funniest dumb guy I've ever seen in a show.
What did I just channel Jeff there for a second?
Reba.
Yeah. He was on the Reba McEntire show.
Reba McEntire. We're thinking about you, Jeff, wherever you are.
We are. And speaking of Jeff, you had an announcement about a podcast. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
We were chatting down here. Abby and I had a meeting before all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
She's conspicuous by her absence. She's on the hunt for a big mansion. So she's out doing that stuff. But I said to her, we have an episode that we taped on Halloween. It was myself, Bittman, Quincy, and Jeff, the last of the original members of the After Hours of TC Shiny, the podcast. And for some weird reason that night, we went overtime.
Yeah.
We went like an hour and a half. So we were sitting there going, a more fitting way to let the world hear Jeff's final performance. We're going to release that on his birthday.
Yeah.
His birthday is December 16th.
Beautiful.
So on our YouTube channel, we will play the final episode of South Boston Jeff on the After Hours of TC Restani podcast, and it was a fun one.
It was.
I mean, it was just.
Fantastic.
I don't remember much of it that night.
We were laughing
because a lot of things have happened since then.
Yeah.
And I know that if we go longer on a show, that means we're into it.
Yeah.
And we were really into it that night.
We really were.
We're always going to remember
great.
South Boston Jeff. That's
of
the
course.
important thing. He's a funny guy and always will be. So we'll do the very best. Some of his funny clips.
There we go.
He delivers comedy,
Yeah.
So December 16th.
laughter.
So December 16th.
Looking forward to it.
We
It'll
will
be here
have
before
the-
you know it.
Red letter date.
It is. You know what came out on December 16th?
You tell me. December 16th is my father's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a birthday with SBJ.
All right.
Look at that.
Rogue One came out on December 16th.
And I should fucking know that being a
You
Star
should.
Wars guy.
You should.
But, a lot has happened.
A lot has happened.
My brain is scrambled.
In 8 years. So, but that's the big news. We're going to release the final episode of South Boston Jeff
Fantastic.
on the program, and it's going to debut on his birthday. And I don't want to bring this up, but we just had his funeral this week, and everybody loved the tribute episode that we did.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah, it
were
was
like,
nice.
I was laughing during it because everything you guys were talking about, I can envision in my head.
Yeah.
That wasn't just from his family; that was from people from around the world.
Yeah, one of my big fans of the
Yeah.
Jukebox, Steve Rossadini, listens. He's a big fan of Quincy's, and he came into me. He goes, "I really loved it." He said, "I really loved it."
Yeah, we
nice.
were speaking from the heart that
Yeah.
episode because everything on there is like, people are like, did he really meet all those celebrities and whatnot?
Yeah.
I go, you should have saw the collage
Yeah.
that Ricky Bittman and his friends did, and it's fantastic. And who knows? Somewhere down the line, will we ever get a merch store
Yeah.
on the website? Abby, if you're listening,
Yeah.
maybe we'll sell them, and so everybody can have a little piece of SPJ.
Make a
That'd
nice
be great.
jigsaw puzzle. That
It would make a good jigsaw
It'd be
puzzle.
Very challenging with all the
There you
faces.
go.
I need a
We
picture.
get
of
suit up the ass, but
Why would we get sued up the ass?
all those celebrities on there.
Nah.
Those are all out in
Hey.
public.
That's right. And they were lucky to meet him. He
There
didn't
you
meet
go.
them.
I like that.
They
You
met
said that.
him.
You said that at the wake, and you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely-
and it was nice. And it was just like TC said, and that collage that you put together was outstanding. The last episode, they liked the video montage that I put together.
They did indeed. They were,
It was really nice to get
It's a
that
good thing we did
feedback
do that
from his family,
Between you and I, it's a good thing
I
we did do those things.
Started to tear up in the line a little bit, and it was very touching.
And who was our friend there? One of the signature boys?
The only surviving signature boy, that signature boy, Donnie.
Donnie, yeah.
Donnie was very emotional. He was when you
Very
gave
shout
him
out to
one of
Donnie.
those.
And I'm telling you, I was sitting there, and not until all of a sudden it just registered that I should be giving Donnie this sign, right?
Yeah.
This poster. And I'm telling you,
Oh, he was overwhelmed.
Jeff was talking to me.
yeah.
It was Jeff's idea to give that to him. I'm telling you. Because it just came completely out of the blue.
Many of the pictures that are on that collage, Donnie was there.
He was saying he was pointing them all out, the ones he
Right.
was there. And
He was
so
there.
a special shout out to Donnie. I dropped him in the Bitmobile down by the train.
I saw you doing that.
and
Yeah.
he was still very shook up all the way down there.
My sister actually met him for the first time, and the first thing he does is lift up his shirt and
Yeah.
show them. And she was
160 or some odd
115 or whatever it is.
Wow.
She smiled.
And my sister was like, "Wow."
Imagine if he became your brother-in-law.
The look on his face right now.
You know,
That's 1,000 yards there.
At one time, Bull wanted to become my brother-in-law because
God.
my sister works for a hospital, and Bull came over one time.
What, she take a thorn out of his foot?
No. Close. Close. You're very close. We were having one of our Restani barbecues, and we ran out of ice or some nonsense. So I went down to get ice with Jeff, and we came back, and this is the image we saw in my kitchen. My sister had toenail clippers clipping his toenails. Now, Bull's toenails look like, Fritos scoops, the corn chips. And I'm like, what's going on here? And Bull's like, your sister was being very kind because my toes hurt. And I can't reach the nail.
I will never eat Fritos again. That is gross.
That's what it looked like, and it was like that scene in Dumb and Dumber when they're like trying to file down those giant nails. So
I can't even imagine the horror. I think it's Marlon
She
Brando
must
in Apocalypse Now. The horror.
Your sister's a saint, by the way.
well, for doing
directly
that,
to
yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, I think I'm slightly traumatized.
Seeing 115 signatures in a funeral home didn't phase her as much as Bull's toenails.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That was nothing.
For those that don't know, describe what he does to get those signatures.
So basically, if you go back on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/AfterHoursTC, type in Signature Boys, and what they did is they how I found them is through that guy Mario. And they gave me a pitch. They sent me an email. Hey, dude, we want to be on the show. We were on the Howard Stern show. I had to look it up. They were on the Howard Stern
I was
show.
listening when they were on.
And the reason they got on the Howard Stern show is because Jenna Jameson met them and she signed them and like, oh, I got to get you in contact with Howard. So one thing led to another, and they were on Howard Stern. And then we interviewed Mario, the extreme crazy autograph collector, and they made their way to the show. And on the first show, they asked us to sign them.
Yeah, that's big.
So basically what they do is they take a Sharpie, regular little Sharpie, different colors, and they go to a Comic-Con and meet someone on the street, CJ. So CJ would write his name on their arm, and then they immediately go to a tattoo parlor and get it tattooed in so it doesn't go away.
I remember Doc McMurphy was very let down that they didn't ask him.
Oh, really? No.
And he's got some heavy hitters on his body, too.
He's got
everybody.
Howard Stern, Charlie Sheen,
Priscilla Presley.
Lita Ford, very outstanding one on his stomach.
Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, who he said he's very close with.
Yeah, well, not anymore because she's gone.
I'm thinking of what's her name?
No, Priscilla. He
yeah.
is.
They're like friends. They know each other.
They do.
So we got to get him in here to interview him.
Oh, that's 100% true because we were down at Chiller Theater back in, I don't know, like 8-9 years ago. And he wanted to meet Priscilla. He didn't have enough money because she was charging an arm and a leg.
Right.
He goes, I just want to go in and say hi. So I said, I'll go with you. And he was nervous and whatnot.
Yeah, he loves her, man.
And then he sees her and he's like, and she's like, hi. As soon as he walked up to the table, he just took his shirt off. And she was like, what? And she goes, no. Look, Priscilla, I got Lisa Marie sign here. I got an Elvis thing. And she starts going, are those all signatures? And she goes, yeah. Oh, yeah, I love them. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I really like to have you on about the money. She goes, grabs the pen. She goes, it's on the house. Signs him. He almost has a coronary.
Yeah. Wow.
And then she starts taking pictures with him for her website and her social media and whatnot.
Nice and big, too. She signed nice and big on him.
Not as big
man.
as Hulk Hogan did on his back.
I know, I got to see that.
So years go by, and we see her at different cons, and yeah, she's like Donnie. But yeah, Donnie's a good kid.
We'll get him down here.
With my Elvis fascination, I never took I wouldn't be phased if I met her.
No,
the daughter, Lisa Marie. I mean, I did see her do her concert.
Now.
Yeah, but that was sad. But she did a concert in a hotel, night lounge or something like that, which was interesting. So I was very close to it, but I didn't want to get it.
I didn't see his back. How big is this Hulk Hogan?
Huge. It's huge. He's like just giant 2 H's.
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan.
It was like
across his back.
2 H's, like sort of off.
Right. On his back, I think he has Hulk Hogan in huge. He drew it huge. And then it just says Jimmy Hart. So I have no idea what else is on his back.
Yeah, we definitely
Mouth
got
of
to talk to
South.
him.
But yeah, he was that was very interesting. And a lot of celebrities, obviously, they're not going to charge because it's on his skin.
Yeah.
So
not much you can do with it.
And people are like, wow, and they're like fascinated. Carrie War, remember the woman we did? She was like hammered and whatnot. When she wrote the autograph on him, she lifted up the shirt and started licking where she signed.
She's a very spicy girl. I remember her.
I was like, wow.
She had a lot of spunk.
Everybody was like, oh, I'm gonna start getting autographs on me too. Getting licked by celebrities.
That promo that she cut for your show, she was wrecked.
Oh, completely
Wrecked.
completely.
Nothing wrong with that.
Now his tag team partner, Signature Boy Dave, passed away earlier this year. And there's a picture on the screen of where I signed his arm so big. I mean, it took up like underneath his armpit area.
So you signed both of them?
I did. I did. Now,
Wow.
the funniest I ever laughed with Jeff is we were at Peter Wu, our favorite Chinese restaurant. This was like 7 years ago.
All right.
And Signature Boy Dave, his ultimate autograph to get on his body was he wanted it on his forehead.
Oh yeah, you were telling us that.
His forehead.
His forehead, because he was out of room everywhere else. He
That's
wanted
commitment, man.
He wanted Steven Seagal's autograph.
Are you kidding?
On his forehead.
Oh boy.
And it almost happened. He called me up and he goes, DC. And so he talked. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, Steven Seagal's playing down in Stamford, Connecticut. Can you give me a ride? It's like, no, that's like 4 hours. He's like, I wanted to get Steven Seagal on my forehead.
Dear God, imagine that.
On his forehead.
On his forehead.
Oh, fuck that.
All right.
It wouldn't have hurt his looks much.
I was in tears when we were talking about that. It was just like, can you imagine walking around?
No,
what's on your forehead? Was it Ash Wednesday going crazy?
Get it backwards so we could see it straight in the mirror?
That I don't know. Because I looked at Steven Seagal's signature. He stacks it on top of each other. He doesn't write it like a cross. It was Steven and underneath Seagal.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yikes.
Well, it won't be happening now because, maybe now Jeff and Dave are out there. You imagine the autograph collecting they're doing right now?
Dear Lord, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have, skin in the afterlife, but many Sharpies are being used right now.
Yeah.
It's that's one of the things that gets me through the days.
It'd be nice to get it because I got a couple of war stories from Donnie when I was dropping him off that night about him and Jeff back in their rock and roll days and some stolen beers and all that stuff. So,
oh yeah, we'll have to have him talking about it.
Yeah,
but the one thing he had it when you come down to Chiller with us. Yeah. When we used to stay over, we used to go to New York City the next day. We don't do that anymore. Donnie went down. He goes. I go. All right, you're gonna have to room with Bull.
Oh yeah.
He's like, oh man, that's no problem. I'll room with Bull. I go.
And cut his toenails.
Oh, okay. I go. Be prepared. The next morning, we had to get up around 9:00 to go into the city. Everybody else had a nice rest. Donnie comes down. It looks like he hadn't slept in 2 weeks. I go, Donnie, how was it? I didn't sleep all night. I go, what happened? He put on his breathing machine and he kept bumping his head on the bedpost and he bled all over his pillow.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Then the breathing mask fell off and he starts screaming in the middle of the night.
Jesus, your sister got off easy.
And then he went to the bathroom and the foulest stench in the world. And he's all refreshed and whatnot. And I didn't realize that we had like a 15-hour day of walking around getting celebrity signed.
For $1 million, would you take one of Bull's clipped toenails and rested on your lower lip for 30 minutes?
How much?
$1 million.
Sure, I'd do it.
Would you take all his clippings and hold them in your mouth for an hour?
For 10 million?
No, for $1 million.
Yeah, I'd do it.
You'd have to like roll them around in your mouth and really get real succulent with them.
It's gross.
All right, maybe not that much, but
It's $1 million, man.
hey, it's not as bad as the tasted like a sewer story.
What was that?
That's for another time. That's what that is.
wait.
Yeah, well, that's for after hours.
Oh, okay.
We can't talk about that on the air.
No, that
now I'm
involves
intrigued.
Chinatown and a $3 hooker.
Right, and involved Public Enemy there. What was his name?
Run DMC?
Johnny Grunge.
Oh, man.
Johnny Grunge. Remember the Public Enemy ECW tag team?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you the story off the air.
All right, yeah. If it's them, I get it. Okay.
We can't talk about that on the.
I love you a long time.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We can't talk about that.
Ixnay, as they say.
I mean, I've told this story in Twitter Spaces before and all that other stuff, and they wanted to
It's
know.
gross. It will make you vomit, man.
All right. I between
It's worse than the
blood on
toenail
the
story.
bedpost and your sister with those toenails and why I can't. I wouldn't know. I'd rather watch the human caterpillar or whatever centipede.
And that's actually more sanitary.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I only made it about halfway through that film. I couldn't come. I
Now, see, for
couldn't
someone
finish it.
someone who does not watch horror films, I
did-
watch that.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Fucking. Ugh.
And the what's the other one?
So
I was
gross.
surprised I was able to sit through was the 2 versions of the Hostel. Hostel 1 and 2.
Yeah, that wasn't. That didn't.
That
yeah,
creeped
that
me
didn't-
out though. 'Cause
yeah.
think that stuff happens.
Of course it happens. Of course it happens.
when they hung that
It's
girl and
documented
they
that it
drained
happens.
that girl. I mean, that was the girl that he hung up.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, you know what? You would like Infinity Pool,
All right.
a new movie
trust
that's out. Yeah. It's about and you would love it because it's the literal visual interpretation of Hotel California from the Eagles.
Welcome to the hotel.
It
California.
truly is.
Interesting. I like this.
If you know the lyrics to that song, this movie plays out in almost perfect fashion. Yeah.
I'll give it a shot
Mia Gott's in it. Alexander Skarsgård. I think you'd like it.
All right. I would definitely check it out on that recommendation.
Infinity Pool.
I liked Walking Dead before it got weird.
And it's it's directed by Cronenberg's son. You remember David Cronenberg?
Yeah.
Brandon Cronenberg, his kid.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
He did Reanimator. He did The Fly.
Yep, he did The Fly, Scanners.
Scanner was on not too long ago with Michael Ironside.
I love that movie, man.
Yeah, it was very 81ish.
It sure
Because you
was.
can
One-ish,
tell,
yeah.
no, you can tell a movie that came out in 1981. You can I don't know if it was a film grade or just how stuff was done, but you can look at it and go, that's 81.
Yeah, the color tone of the film, and there's a lot of there's a lot of static,
knew his
and
stuff
there's a
and you
lot
know
of
yours.
sound. Yep.
It was because I was watching Time Bandits the other day. It was on HBO.
That's an 81
What year was
movie.
Halloween?
That was an 81.
What year was Halloween 3?
That would have
Season
been
of the Witch.
83.
Okay, but it almost has the same feel to
Because
it.
82 and 81 film grade looks different. You can watch Time Bandits from 81, and then you watch like Friday the 13th Part 3, and it just has a different look to it.
Yeah, I think you might be right because I think I've kind of
1981.
noticed that subliminally, and I never really put my finger on what was
Right.
different. But you're right. You're right.
It's just weird. I don't know if it's different film stock or whatever they're doing.
I don't know. I'm going to
Speaking of
check it
film
while you
stock.
guys are talking.
Have we decided on our Thanksgiving Eve film yet?
Well, we better decide quick because it's next
Less
week.
than a week
It's
away.
less than a week away.
I already watched Female Trouble because I knew I wouldn't get a chance to watch it. But
Okay,
you,
well,
you scaredy pantses.
we won't be watching that.
I'm going to say you would. It's a very. Funny
I'm sure
film.
it is.
Last night I really was laughing.
But
out
I
loud.
have to think about the other members who are coming.
Yeah, no, he
down.
wouldn't like it.
No, he'd be drowning in a milk sorrow over there.
Watch
Quincy, what
Infinity
do you think
Pool.
we should watch next Wednesday?
Well, I don't know. Name something.
The Longest Yard.
That's why I'm asking you.
Mean Machine, baby. Yeah. No.
What are you doing? I'm asking you a question. You're
I'm just
avoiding
having
the
a look
question.
at this phone.
Maybe we should always make it a Burt Reynolds.
Make it a
You
Burt
gonna make
Reynolds
it a Burt
movie.
Reynolds night?
Burt Reynolds, the Thanksgiving Eve. I don't know. I thought that would be a cool idea.
We're gonna find out. Well, let's see.
Gator, White Heat.
Shockey's Machine.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's too long though.
Yeah, it is. It is a long movie.
I don't know. We should have Jeff in mind as well. Well, Jeff didn't care. Jeff would watch anything.
He would.
Well, okay, then what's one of Jeff's favorite movies? If
Oh,
you want
that'd
to
be nice,
celebrate
yeah.
like
You
the
gotta
memory of
The only thing is the one he nominated, which was Cheech and Chong's next movie. That's the one he wanted.
Oh, well, does anybody own any of these
I
movies? Because
don't.
he would have. That's where we would have gotten them from.
Molasses Fingers, too.
Before we move on to that, to answer TC, Kodak discontinued most of the film stock in 1981-82 was called Eckachrome.
Eckachrome.
Eastman Color Eckachrome, and it was used by over 1,900 films that year.
So that's probably why they all they look the same.
Yep.
what's Echochrome?
It's a film grade.
type
It's
of film. Film.
Color internegative film that they discontinued.
I want that film. Give me that film.
So what do you need? What do you need? You need me to find a movie for you guys?
Well, we got to figure out a title that everybody.
What's the name of the movie? I'll get it.
Well, I don't know yet. Well, we have to pick it here. I mean, we have. I mean, didn't we decide on the wildlife?
No, that was someone's suggestion.
Oh, okay.
The
It was a
Wildlife.
suggestion.
Is that
We
an
never got to
animated movie?
voting them because
Well,
the
what's
last
the
time.
wildlife? Is it like about animals or is it?
No, it is not about animals. It is kind of the unofficial sequel to Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, I've never.
You never seen it? It stars Eric Stoltz, Leah Thompson, Chris Penn.
The Eric Stoltz, the guy that almost played Marty McFly.
He did for 6 weeks. But it's basically it's like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but not as classic.
What's it called?
The Wildlife came out in 1984.
Wild.
Well, we're gonna have to make a decision.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Chris Penn's in it.
Chris Penn is in it.
Chris Penn Glover.
Art Linson was the director.
Art Linson, but he was also the producer of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it was I believe it was written by Cameron Crowe.
We're gonna find out for you right now because that's what we do down here at the Rundown. We fact check faster than anybody. Yep. It was directed by Art Linson, written by Cameron Crowe, and 84 coming of age comedy drama.
What's his name? Randy Quaid plays a.
Oh, now I know why TC wants to see it. Leah Thompson's in it.
Ba-dum-bum.
It's a fun movie.
Oh, I thought that was the
Fun movie to yank your crank to.
So much for sound effects.
All right, go ahead. Now do the sound effect.
See that? I knew that was the applause button. See that?
Where's the one that goes? Womp, 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 womp.
That's Quincy's favorite.
It is. While this film is not a direct sequel to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, it is the spiritual sequel.
Spiritual thing.
Spiritual sequel.
Spiritual. And the soundtrack
Does she
has
show her?
Banana Ram is in it, man.
Oh, cool, cruel summer.
Cool summer.
And is Rick Moranis in as a weird?
Does she show her tits in this?
She does not show her
And you
tits.
still
in
want
this.
to watch it? Nipples like little rocks.
Leah,
She gets seduced by the guy.
Leah Thompson.
She gets
Do we get a nipple slip?
No, not by her. No, not this one. That's in all the right.
All right,
movies.
it sounds like that's where we got to go. No, you obviously have this.
It's, you know why I have it?
Because Leah Thompson's in it.
No.
Yep.
Jeff brought it over my house over the summer. We were going to watch it, and we never did.
So it's Jeff's movie?
It is Jeff's movie.
And I have a Jeff's movie. I should have
you
looked up
never-
that movie. You know what? Next time we record, I'm going to bring that movie.
You got to watch the one he gave you.
That's what I mean. I guess
And you got to watch the one he gave you.
In tribute to Jeff, he did have a wildlife.
he did.
It is true. It is
Now,
true.
okay, I want to know now where are you going to set this whole thing up?
We're probably going to sit right here at the table.
Well, you got to do better than that. The TV's way over there.
Well, we can bring the monitor over here.
Why don't we get
comfy
Adam
chair.
to buy 100-inch monitor?
I want a
first?
comfy chair.
You want a comfy chair?
Yeah.
Fine.
I want to sit in that one.
I have this is the Restani Studios. We have a giant 70-inch screen on wheels that we can
Yeah,
put
right.
anywhere in here.
All right.
Okay.
And a comfy chair.
And we have comfy couches.
I'm bringing some beers.
I don't care. We'll just do it right. We have a brewery right down the
safety,
street.
I'll walk that night.
one.
Singular sensation.
Okay, I'm only going to bring Miller High Lifes. How's that? Miller High Life's in the bottle. Champagne or beers because it's Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah, but
I'm
still.
going hard.
But safety one per limit. You know, single.
No.
Yeah. Because I want you back next time. We all
Listen.
want you
Oh, don't
back
you worry
next
about
time.
that.
Listen, Nancy Reagan.
If you saw me last Saturday, you'd know I can handle it.
And I want you to keep on handling
I was
it.
in a dive bar called Biddy Early's. First time I ever went into this dive bar in Boston. It is the last of the great dive bars in Boston.
How much were the beers?
I don't know, but they were cheap. You go to the Sully's Tap, 2 beers at Sully's Tap.
Yeah.
A Michelob Ultra and a Miller High Life. Guess what we paid for 2 beers at Sully's Tap?
$4.
$17
For that shit?
for 2 beers.
No.
For 2 beers.
no.
We got off. We went into the Hub Hall to see what it's like. This Hub Hall is this restaurant,
Wow.
food court underneath the guy.
Domestic tap.
And I went to, it was bottled, but still.
Oh.
We went to Cuss's Roast Beef to try it because everyone talks about Cuss's Roast Beef all the time.
How was it?
It was good, but you know what? Everyone says you got to do roast beef with the 3-way.
Cuss's roast beef.
Yeah, it's the name Cuss's. It's from, I think it's New York, but with mayonnaise, cheese, and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it's good.
But all you taste is the barbecue sauce. I like to taste the
There
beef.
you go. I've had this argument for people for
You got to put the mayo on the bottom.
It doesn't matter.
on the top, man.
It doesn't
He's
matter.
100% right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I tried it. I didn't
Kelly
like it.
does
It
it
was
right.
terrible.
So then I created the best way 3-way. Pickle mayo cheese.
There you go. I'll agree with that. I just do cheese.
Okay.
Right.
And that's for me because you can taste the roast beef.
You can taste the roast
beef.
beef.
Is seasoned.
Right.
Like, all I tasted was I was eating a barbecue sauce sandwich.
Right. And it's like you have that barbecue sauce on your tongue for the rest of the night.
Yeah, 100%. That's why we had to go to Sully's. She goes, let's go grab a beer now. And I knew why, because she wanted to do this. We go over to Sully's. She said, let's have a couple of quick ones just to sort of cleanse our palate because we did a foot walk through all of Boston.
Wow.
From
Freedom Trail.
No, this was our own little pub crawl. We went from there. We went to the Sevens on Charles Street, which is a very old bar. Oh God, it was one of the best bars. You know, I used to go there when I was a young man. It kind of brought back a lot of memories, but it was nice. And we had a couple of Guinness there. And from there, where did we go? Oh, we went to 21st Amendment, and then we went to Emmett's, which was too
It's a good
crowded.
bar crawl.
Oh
yeah.
And then from there, we went down into Faneuil Hall.
For Newell.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh.
We went over to Dooley's. All of these bars had a million mile long lines because A, it was college football day, and B, the Bruins had just gotten out and the Celtics were starting.
Oh, wow.
So all the bars were packed. So finally,
I gotta get down there, man.
Oh, it's the best.
You're sporting the Dooley shirt
100%
tonight.
the best.
I gotta make my way
But
down
the best
there.
dive bar
Okay.
is Biddy Early's.
Oh,
My grandfather used to
where's
be
that? East Boston?
Pearl Street in Boston, heading towards South Station on Atlantic Ave. Pearl Street or right, you'll see it right there.
Okay.
My grandfather used to be a bartender at the Bell and Ham.
Oh, great bar. Now, see, that I would have went to if they had live music. We were going to go there.
This was many moons
Oh, that
ago.
place
still
has been there
standing?
forever. Yeah, oh yeah.
No
I think
shit.
Ben Franklin drank.
He used to do
Ben
both
Franklin.
Bell and Hands. There was one in Boston, and I think there was the other one in Cambridge.
Yeah,
or
you're right
something.
about that. Yeah, there was another one at one time.
Yeah,
I think.
he used to talk about his tales of the Bell and Hand, and he used to flip flop which one he was going to be a bartender at.
There used to be a guy down there that walked around dressed as Ben Franklin. So,
Really?
Of course, when bars get out at night, everyone's drunk, and this guy, he's walking by dressed as Ben Franklin. He'd probably been just getting tips from people to pose for pictures all day, etc.
Yeah.
And he's walking home, and of course, Hamhead here has to go over and talk to him. I said, "Hey, Ben Franklin, you know who I am?" No, it's like now he's out of character and everything. I'm Poor Richard, and he goes, "Oh, I guess Poor Richard." And he goes, "Ah, yeah, the almanac." Yeah, he just kept walking, but
See you
like
later.
a drunk kid. Poor Richard's.
I think I know who you're talking about.
the guy who imitated Ben Franklin.
Yeah, I've seen him down in that area all the time.
Oh yeah, it has to be him.
I think he used to came to my elementary school too as well.
Probably. He goes through Boston at night, but he was out like the bars are closing. This guy's walking around in like half spectacles, carrying a fake
A
kite
kite.
on a coat hanger.
Oh, shit.
So it looks like it's flying. A key hanging from it.
Did you have him autograph a $100 bill?
I was drunk.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I was a young man.
There
I
you
was a
go.
young man. And you look at me with
We're
such
young men
disgust.
now.
You look at me with such disgust when I talk
No.
about my frivolity when it comes to alcohol consumption.
No, we're a young man now.
Well,
You're right.
he runs a don't drink and drive campaign, as you well know.
But it's so much fun to drink and drive.
But it's very dangerous to drink and drive. Haven't
I'm
you
only
seen
kidding.
my videos?
I know. I just say that to get a rise out.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you're gonna get a rise.
know.
You're a public servant, Quincy.
You are.
Yeah. I mean, you want to kill yourself? You want to
No,
kill other
I
people?
don't.
Then don't drink and drive.
I'd feel worse if I hurt someone else. So that's
That's
why I
right.
don't do it.
Killing
It could
yourself
be
is
you. I mean, if my God.
killing yourself is one thing. When you start killing other people, that's another. Yeah.
But the night before Thanksgiving, I'm going to bring more than one beer.
No, you won't.
Yes,
though.
I am. Will you tell him?
he can bring whatever he wants.
I'll walk here.
You know
Well,
what?
you're trying
You know what? Something, Quincy.
He doesn't drink.
Beer is actually probably more healthier than the milk that you drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, give him some Johnny Bootlegger grape shot. I'll bring it down.
No, we don't.
It's a malt.
Never. No,
malt.
he can't have
Can
it.
we put some Ripple in your milk?
Milk and Pepsi.
What is it?
Okay.
Sanford
There
and
you go.
Son?
That's as high as you go.
Oh, it's a Ripple, you big dummy. Yeah, big dummy.
Remember you put Ripple in champagne?
It's a new drink, Champipple.
Red Fox was
Now
the best.
the best.
drink a little milk and Pepsi. And that's as close.
That's as high octane as you go.
Do you know what Red Fox's real name was?
I don't.
John Sanford.
Oh.
No shit.
No shit,
I
Chet.
was going
No
to say
shit.
Jerry Pearl's.
Oh.
No, not
I
Jerry
thought his
Pearl's.
real name was Red Fox.
Really?
Then
why
where'd
did
you
they call
get
him
this
Red
data
Fox?
from?
It was a stage,
stage
name. I
name?
don't know. I didn't name
And
him.
what was Lamont's name?
Lamont.
No, the
Oh,
actor.
Damon Wilson.
Damon Wilson. But where'd you get the data that
I know everything.
Have you met them?
I met Damon Wilson, not Red Fox. He died in 91.
in Royal Family? And that's after
Royal
Sanford.
Family. Yeah,
And
Wilson
that's
still
after
alive?
Sanford and Son.
Damon Wilson is still alive. He did Chiller a couple of years ago, and they had a replica of the Sanford and Son truck out there. You could take
No way.
$50. You can get a picture with
A replica.
of the real Lamont with a replica truck.
I used to like Grady.
Great.
Grady was funny.
Whitman Mayo.
Yeah.
He played Mr. Rhythm in DC Cab.
your dick run your life.
That's Mr. Rhythm's good advice.
Remember Demont got
DC Cab, baby.
Don't let the
That was 2
don't
years
let
ago.
your chick brand your life.
No, that's the edited version.
It's what does oh man, what does Mr. Rhythm say?
Don't let your dick run your life.
And then what's the other one that Adam Baldwin says? I don't know if I'm going to pay for that one.
Oh, if you can make it through the night without committing suicide, then you okay.
You got it down.
Love DC Cab.
2 years ago. That's when he
Gotta
blocked.
love
Was.
DC Cab.
And you got blocked by Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, we all did.
I didn't.
What do you mean you got
You're
blocked?
you're still friends with him?
Maybe I haven't checked.
Yeah, no, you're not.
I really haven't had much thing to ask Adam Baldwin.
But you
about.
would see him though on your feed every now and then.
Maybe.
He did. He blocked all-
Pretty active on.
Yeah, he blocked us because we said we were watching that movie.
He blocked you guys.
Said, hey, we're
Well,
together
they-
right now and we're watching that movie.
Well, they just changed the policy on Twitter, so even though he's blocked you, you can still see his tweets.
I'm off of the tweeter.
Well, that sucks. I like Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, I do too. But
Yeah, I mean, he played Mother in Full Metal Jacket.
yeah, that's right.
He did.
Animal Mother.
I don't see him on here. Adam Baldwin.
See, I'm telling you, because I added you at TC,
Gee,
and I
thanks.
yeah.
You know, I haven't got my Adam Baldwin fix now for
Well,
2
we were
years.
trying to get traffic.
We were.
And
no pun intended. 'Cause they were DC Cab.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic.
That's a classic movie.
So
So it's going to be wildlife.
we got to have a double feature. You're pretending something?
No, God, no.
why don't you do that? Why don't you watch DC Cap?
We already did. We did
Yeah,
it
that
2
was
years
2 years
ago.
ago.
Oh,
So, all right. So I'm getting through the earpiece here. Abby's like, now, when are we going to be, what are you guys serving for food I have to order?
I got an idea.
What's that?
Let's serve all the food that Charlie Brown served at his Thanksgiving thing with jelly
toast
beans,
and pretzels and
jelly beans, and toast and pretzels and popcorn.
I like
yeah,
that.
there
I
you
like
go.
that idea.
What's this? A piece of toast, some pretzels. What blockhead cooked all this anyway? Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
All right. So someone just text me the menu and we'll get it.
Yeah, I'll bring the popcorn. I get a big thing of popcorn.
Yeah.
You bring the pretzels.
He's not going to bring nothing. What are you talking about?
You know who
got
that? We're having some fun. Wah, 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 wah.
Womp, 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 womp.
Wah, wah.
What was her name?
The teacher's name was not Miss Corwell. That's The Simpsons. What was Charlie Brown's teacher's name?
This is Offamore.
Affable.
Wah, wah.
That's a big trivia question.
Remind you, I guess Catch Your Channel, for those who have it, is going to have the Spelling Bee one. You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
What channel's going to have that?
Catch Your Channel lately has been, or Me TV, these two stations
that
have
was
been
a good one.
having the best of these TV shows. I think it was going
Is
to
that
be.
the one? No dogs allowed.
No, that's the Spelling Bee one that's when Snoopy comes home.
Snoopy come home.
But the one that
Snoopy.
the one that they should show is Dan Dan Spiegel. Well, they haven't showed that in a long
The
time.
disco one?
Yeah. Snoopy goes dancing.
I knew
Dan
you'd like
Spiegel.
that's right up your alley. I like that.
Maybe we should-
Because you are Disco Briscoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe
Disco Briscoe.
they haven't shown that in a long time.
Speaking of that, when we get the studio back up and running,
Yes.
why don't we do Ricky Bittman's dance party like they want to do? I can get the
What's that,
checks.
like a Saturday Night Live?
No, we're going to do like a Soul
Saturday
Train,
Night
Soul
Fever?
Train type of thing.
Oh, Soul Train.
Fine.
Well, we can't put it on YouTube because there'll be music. We can do it on broadcast TV.
We could.
He's not interested.
No, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Because he could be there. CJ could be there. I don't know why I keep calling him.
What are you so afraid of? Every video I put up on my separate channel has music that's copyrighted, and as long as I mention it in the footnotes, I'm not got pinched.
If you
What happened?
monetize it, they get rid of it.
Yeah, but you're not monetized.
Here we go.
Oh,
That's why.
Why don't we not monetize that one?
You can't because you have to monetize the channel or not. So you would have to open up. We could probably put it on CJ's YouTube channel.
I think that'd be a good idea.
There
And
you
then we at
go.
least get it out on YouTube.
There we go. 2025.
We'll bring some chicks down.
there you go.
Abby's got a ton of them. Abby's knows a bunch of them.
Well, would they want to come? You gotta get those two chicks that Petunia hangs out with. They're hot chat. They're hot tickets. So
Which ones?
the Italian ones with the glasses? Remember she interviewed her two friends that time? They would be into it.
Oh, you mean the beautician and what?
Yeah. They'd be
okay.
into it.
Okay, we can find them out.
Beautician and the Beast.
We have to bring Bull down.
Sometime in the spring we'll do it.
We can dance outside too, like
Ricky Bittman's dance party.
Ricky Bittman's dance. Party.
Co-host Quincy Briscoe.
Is that what was that song by the Fools?
Oh God.
A whole world party or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it was?
world party.
Yeah, world party.
Yeah.
Mike Gerard, good guy.
We'll get a disco ball.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
We'll do the whole thing in the studio there.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Would you like to do that?
Costumes.
Of course.
We'll do some disco dancing, and you film it, and then you interview people, and there's people dancing in the background. There's always something going on.
I
About
get
30
you.
minutes.
It was like that Hugh Hefner thing that he used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm game.
Little
Well, let me put it
cocktail
this way.
tables. Remember the night we did the stand-up comedy
We
show? in
did.
there? That was good.
Well, let me put it this way. Remember last year, I played a song from Get Away by Get Away, but Let's Be Today. That's the name of the group is going to come. Let's get away.
Where are you
I
going with
have
this?
no idea what you're talking about.
It's a song, Get Away by.
I do remember that song, but what's the point?
That played it on the holidays, and and people were looking at him and went, "Oh, good, he's dancing to."
Oh, they did, yeah, you had an
Earth, Wind, and
audience out
Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire played the song, and people played that on the holidays on Christmas, and then
I thought you hated Christmas.
well, that's why I played "Get Away" by
Whoa,
Earth,
whoa,
Wind, and Fire.
whoa.
What do you mean he hates Christmas?
You hate Christmas?
These Christmas songs are hard to deal with.
But yeah, the Mariah Carey song.
Well, that's
It's
That
like
drives
the
me up
melody of Christmas songs are kind of hard to deal with. So what I
Yeah.
did was like play "Get Away" by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just got up and started dancing. People looking in the window. It's like they love it.
I'm very
So,
surprised.
so you hate Christmas because of the music?
Christmas songs plus like snow is hard to deal with.
Well, I agree with you there. I hate Marshmallow World, and I
You
hate
get a
Let It
fake
Snow.
tree.
Okay.
You put on some Michael Bublé.
By the way, that's a reminder,
Light a
ladies and
fire.
gentlemen.
I love Christmas.
Check your snow blowers. Put clean gas, clean spark plug in it, clean oil, and it should clean up your carburetor. It should start up with one or two poles.
That only applies to us here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
What about our listeners in Florida?
Okay, well, Florida, watch out for hurricanes. Watch out for rainstorms. How's that?
Man, meteorologist
That's
Quincy
good.
Briscoe.
I just never knew this about you and Christmas. That's interesting.
Well, constant holiday tunes are hard to deal with. They should play like maybe one or two, and that's it.
Do you hear what I hear? That
Uh,
bothers you?
You can only take so much of the melody of holiday tunes for some reason.
Okay. That's
You know
fine.
what the Christmas song I can't stand is the one where "Bro, bring me some figgy pudding."
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, there are some terrible.
Who the
Christmas
hell
songs.
wants figgy
Yeah,
pudding?
Yeah, we won't go until we get some. No, you're going now.
I have never heard anybody in the world go, "You know what I'm really in the mood for tonight?
Yeah,
Figgy pudding?
Figgy pudding."
yeah.
What's figgy pudding?
I don't know. Let's ask Abby. What is figgy pudding?
She likes spotted dick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, now back in the old days, now in England, around the Ebenezer Scrooge time, a bunch of different variations of. I think it was the one with Alistair Sim.
Oh, of
which
course.
is the best one.
Right.
And with the kids, Bob Cratchit's kids are like all excited because the pudding is singing in the copper. Remember that? Oh, the pudding is singing in the copper.
What the hell's Vicky Plum?
So the pudding hangs in the fireplace, and it starts
It's
to
made of
boil.
figs, I think.
And it's thick, figgy, and when it starts to boil, it spits.
Like mince
so
pie.
like it starts spitting to the sides of the copper pot, and you hear like bing, bing.
So it sounds a
bing.
lot like a
And they
Fig
call it
Newton.
the pudding is singing
Yeah, I
in
was
the
just
copper.
going to say, is there like a melted fig Newton?
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
it's
it's exactly.
Who would want that?
Nah, not
Back
me.
in the day, they didn't
That's
have
like
double
custard.
stuffed Oreos, for Christ's sakes. They had figgy pudding.
So it sounds like a melted Fig Newton.
Yeah. I love fig Newtons.
And the other one there, the one where we'll sit by the fire and talk about ghost stories from Christmases long ago.
Oh, that's the most wonderful time of the year.
Who the hell wants to talk
Johnny
about ghost
Mathis,
stories?
man.
Okay, I did some research on this.
I know you did.
You know what the ghost story is?
No.
Scrooge.
Christmas Carol.
Oh,
That's the one. He's trying to bring up Christmas Carol
But
without saying Christmas Carol.
They copyrighted, they couldn't say it.
Either that or it's just like, how else are we
Copyright.
going to make it work in the song?
Still be scary ghost stories.
And tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
You ever notice people care more about Christmases from 40 years ago than like tomorrow?
100%.
It's like, was it really that much different? I mean, maybe because it was you were younger and you were experiencing it for the first time.
Well,
I mean, I fondly look back on like some Christmases from the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I say the last Christmas I had that was the best Christmas I ever had was 79.
I believe that, yeah.
Well,
So-
there's 12 like different versions of Ever Eve Scrooge. I like the one that when they show 3 times like
This musical one.
yeah, thank you very much.
I got that on tape. They just showed it the other night. I DVR'd it.
already. That's not even Thanksgiving.
But I'm not going to watch it till Christmas.
They're gonna
on
show it like
Christmas.
maybe 7 or 8 times, maybe 10 times
They
at the
don't
most.
show that often enough.
Why 79? Why 79?
I was the year I got the Millennium Falcon.
Ah!
That's why.
Okay.
I knew that. No, I agree with you about the old Christmases because there was a lot of things that it was just different. Like you go into the brick and mortar stores
Yep.
in the street. Back in where I grew up,
Yep.
the streets had those garland with the lights.
Oh, I get
And,
you. I
you know,
get you.
it just-
I used to enjoy going into the Boston Common with my old man to
Oh.
see the colored lights, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Now they just do the outskirts of the Boston
yeah,
Common.
they used to do the
When you
entire
walked
thing, yeah.
into the thing, you look like you were glowing.
Yeah.
For Christmas, did you go over to downtown Crossing?
Of course, we went to get the hot fudge sundae over at Brigham's.
Yep.
And then we would see the Enchanted Village.
Oh, wasn't that
and
the best?
was that Jordan Marsh?
Jordan Marsh.
And we get those stupid blueberry muffins.
Yeah.
I never was a fan of the blueberry
Come on,
muffins.
that's the
those
best,
were-
Yeah,
man.
I like corn muffins. I'm sorry.
I'm a corn muffin guy, but those blueberry muffins,
It was just
They were
like it was
delicious.
just like eating just a muffin sugar.
But you know what I liked better than the blueberry muffins at Jordan Marsh? The almond macaroons.
See, I'm allergic to almonds, so I couldn't eat them.
Yeah, you would.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Jordan Marsh.
Yeah, that was a great store.
Wasn't that like clothing and everything?
Yeah, and they had the
Department
windows
store,
all
yeah.
decorated.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just
Jordan's Furniture bought it.
yeah, they did the Enchanted Village. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's down in like Avon or something.
Yep.
I enjoyed walking through the Boston Common, not only just the lights, but you also got to see the homeless people sleeping in the manger.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a staple. Every year you would see them in there,
And they would sometimes steal the baby,
right.
or they would replace it with an African American baby. That was a big thing for controversy for a long time. Got all the white folks all up in arms.
But speaking of that, you are right. Well, I mean, every year I say I'm going to go walk through the common, and I
see
did a
the
couple
lighting of the
years
tree.
ago,
It's
and
not the
I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was
I love
just
it.
the lights were on the
yeah,
outskirts.
it's. I wouldn't say go as far as say it's like it's just not the same.
It sucks.
You know,
Of course,
they don't
nothing's the
do
same
it up.
anymore.
But I will say the
Absolutely.
tree they do in downtown Boston, it is beautiful every year I go.
Oh, where's it? That's over by the Frog Pond.
No, I think it's unless they moved. It used to be by the Prudential Center.
Oh, okay, maybe it's a different tree.
Yeah, but I do go to the do go to the Frog Pond. Tosh likes to ice skate. I can't ice skate.
Really? Well, maybe
We went one year. She cut about I want to say 150 people. Walked right onto the ice, put her skates
on, went right out.
Nobody. She's just like pretend, just act like you belong here.
Yeah.
And she only skated for like 15 minutes, but nobody batted an eye. She just sat down
4
and skated.
minutes, like in Rocky.
Yeah, I used to time that, and it was like just to see how long it was.
That's next week. That's
I
the
fill
end.
gaps, yeah.
It's
I used to now see since we started this whole thing down here, my Thanksgiving Eve routine used to be I used to run the Feast of Five in Andover in the morning on Thanksgiving
wow.
morning. So I
Okay.
would stay home, I would carb up, and I would watch Rocky and Planes, Trains, Automobiles, and get up and run the Feast of Five and get my pie and come home. But I stopped running, but I can't do that anymore. But then I went just to watching the movies the night before Thanksgiving. Now I come up here. and we watch used cars and DC Cab and
There
now
you go.
Wildlife. So
And we used to be he used to originally to be the Hoopy. But you're gonna like the Wildlife.
I'm sure I am. I'm just saying it's very tough for me to break tradition, but I did it for you guys, so I don't watch those movies. It is. You
He's
like
doing
things.
it
You don't
just
like things
for
change.
you, man.
I hate things that change.
That's what I mean. So, but I made that change.
Well, this is now your new tradition.
It is. I'm with it.
I mean, it's gonna blow because Jeff's not gonna be
It
here.
is,
But,
Yeah, that sucks.
but it's
But you
just,
know, we gotta just.
life goes on.
Yeah, he would want it that way.
He'll be here. I mean, this
He already hit his headphones on us.
this was the funny thing was when I was at his wake on Tuesday, and the priest comes out and does the incense.
Yeah.
His whole casket was engulfed in a cloud, and I was like, even there he is, clouded
Yeah.
conversations.
This stuff sucks.
Right then and there. I go, dude, this is
pine trees.
this is shit, man. It was
we miss you, Jeff.
It was good. And then the kid Cecil, who did the eulogy, did a great job. And as he was up there, he compared my friendship to Jeff. He goes, they were the real life Jay and Silent Bob.
Wow, no kidding.
Did people get the reference?
Oh yeah, and I never heard that. You know, thinking about it, I go, yeah, we were.
Yeah.
We were definitely the real life Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, that's nice he did that. I'll have to congratulate him when I see him.
That's good.
Unbelievable.
I'm Catholic.
Well, it doesn't matter what you are, as long as you're safe. As long as you're saved.
I think
Hello.
everybody at this table is Catholic.
Almost.
What are you talking about? I went to church this week.
No, I was motioning towards over here.
And you didn't burst into flames either when you walked through the door.
You know what other
Come on,
Christmas tradition I have?
What?
What's
I
that?
go down to Arch Street and I make a full-blown confession. Right
And you
before
feel
Christmas.
better?
I just do it just in case. But by the time
Face to face?
I haven't even gone across the street from
When are
the
you
church
gonna
and
do
I've
that?
already sinned.
When are you going to do that?
It's usually some Saturday before
You take
Christmas.
the train in?
Yeah.
I want to go with you to
I'll
do
let
this.
you know. Yeah. Do you know how to do confession?
I haven't gone in a while, but I used to go to Arch Street with my father because he goes, it's like drive-through church. You're in and out in 15
Oh, the
minutes.
masses, but you go on a day confession. It's nothing but confessions.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the booths are all lit up and everything, and you got.
You'll be there for an hour.
When I had my Arch Street, this is crazy.
Oh, I never heard this.
I didn't go to confession.
No, I know.
But
you made a deal.
But that day, as I was changing into the Johnny to get ready to go into the operating room, my mother insisted there. It was like, the power of Christ compels you with the holy water.
You got last rites for Christ's
By
sake.
my mother and sister, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
literally, they were like, it was just like, I was like, you know what? Go away. all
Are they
right?
speaking in tongues?
They were speaking in tongues, yeah. I think it was Latin.
Dominus vobiscum, shithead. What's that from? What movie is that from?
Oh, no.
Heaven help us.
Oh. But if you do that, I haven't gone in.
All right.
I haven't gone into Arch Street Church in December in
Yeah.
a gazillion years.
Well, that used to be one of my traditions, and I still
all right.
do it. I always got to find the day that it's going to work.
Well, you let me know.
So that's what you do before Christmas.
I try
You
to
absolve yourself.
Speaking as a knight of Columbus, Chauncey. What's his name? What's his name?
Cecil.
Cecil. Chauncey. Cecil could back me up on this. To remain in communion with the Holy See, you really only have to confess twice a year, Easter and Christmas. It's true. And if you receive Holy Communion on those 2 days, you're in communion with the Holy See according to the Vatican. So it's just a little religious tidbit.
So when do you confess? You murder people on the side? We don't know.
No, it's just being lazy.
That's not a sin.
Yeah, sure
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Oh shit.
See, I used to have to. I went to parochial school.
Yeah.
Went to Central Catholic in Lawrence. Was taught that you're supposed to do that, but you know what? I wouldn't go face to face. No, I confess to God on my own terms, man.
Yeah, I mean, and people say that, and I get it, but there is something that happens when
Wow,
you're.
that's good.
And face to I go with the partition.
See, they don't offer that up my way.
Oh, that's
it's
Arch
face to
Street. It's old
face, and I
school.
think
It's old
it's a bunch
school Arch
of
Street. You
bullshit.
go
What am I
in.
going to say? I cranked into this person at AVN and all
And
that.
you're looking right at the priest, man.
I'm going to level with you because, of course, you got to. Lust is a sin. I mean, if we're going to put our cards on the table,
It's right there. Lust Elizabeth.
That's right. So you don't have to go to like, hey, on Thursday I jerked off to so and so. You just find a way of.
Who's my Thursday crank? I haven't even. I'll have to go look.
Listen,
at
the priest knows. He's speaking for God. God knows, but
God does know.
You got to put the cards on the table in front of the Almighty Lord if you want to be saved and redeemed. And
I'd
forgiven.
love to see the look on a priest's face. He walk in there and be like, Yeah, Father, it's been 6 years since my last confession. I murdered a nun in a fucking alley last week.
Remember, I only want to save. Don't you remember that song?
I wonder if that would be protected information.
God, that was hot, but you hold every card.
I already know what I'm going to do.
What?
All right. I haven't gone to.
If you're going to make a charade out of this, I'm not going to bring you in.
No. Well, maybe on the maybe. I haven't gone to confession in over 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to recite the same thing that Michael Corleone did in Godfather 3.
no, you're not
yes.
It's been 30 years since my last confession.
You're not coming in with me.
I killed men, and I had ordered the death of men. I ordered the death of my brother.
You gotta do it.
He injured me.
You gotta do it.
No, I wouldn't do that to Ricky.
See? Church will come right down on his head.
But I wonder if the priest would. That's all right. My
And-
son, I won't say anything
Wait
to
a
the
minute,
police.
isn't that Godfather 3?
And you got to bring some loose dollar bills so you can light some candles.
Okay.
Like back in the day, it's nice they had the tapers.
Put the quarters in.
Yeah. You used to be able to use the taper and you'd light the.
Yeah.
And then you light. But
All right.
now you press a button and
It's
a
all
light.
digital. Yeah, they don't want the church burning down.
Do they take credit cards?
No.
They will.
See, I'm telling you right now, you're
You know
mocking
they-
things.
No, seriously.
careful.
He's right. My parish, now when you go in, they do the collection basket, but you don't even have to do that now. Now, right from your phone. Beep.
Oh, God.
I shit you
Boy,
not.
that takes all the romance out of it, huh?
They got the little what do they call it? The little scan.
Yeah.
What do they call
Well,
that
it's-
thing? QR code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the QR code.
They're trying to do away with cash.
So as soon as he starts, getting ready to do, the blessing, the consecration, and all that of communion.
All right, just let me know. I'm
people
going to
are
do this.
beeping
I'm
their
going
phones.
to do this. I'm going to do this.
Do it.
Do it.
It's just you and God.
I know it's me. God.
Tell him your sins.
All right.
Clean the slate.
I've
But what I was going to
ordered
say, by the time I
deaths
get out
of
of the
men.
church, put my scally cap back on and start walking over the street, I'm screwed. Because basically, if you make that confession and you were to walk out and the safe falls on your head, you go straight up. Because you got no sins on your soul.
Wow.
But like I say, by the time I get to the subway, I'm already screwed.
Yeah,
Somebody
see.
bumped into me, or I don't like the way this pizza.
Well, back in the
face is
day,
looking.
Motherfucker.
Back in the day, our street wasn't too far from the combat zone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to go through the combat zone to get home. So, you're screwed. Stop in for a peep show. But, I mean, I'm just saying, it's something that I do, and it's like, I don't go to church every Sunday, but if it's the least I can do.
All right, fine. Count me in.
All right? It's just the least I can do.
You have to confess that.
Huh?
You have to confess that.
What?
That you missed mass.
Oh, of course. No, I tell everything. I tell everything.
Remember, those who take
do.
by the sword shall perish by the sword.
And I tell the priest that all the time. And he says, yeah, I know.
Venial
Goodbye.
sins, mortal sins.
But I'm always like saying, because when I really started going all in confession, I thought for sure it was going to come back like, all right, this is not going to be 3 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers like I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you got to say
You're
10.
like 6 rosaries.
Yeah, I was like, you're going to say 10 rosaries. And I said, whatever he tells me I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah.
Today thou
10
shalt be
Hail
with me in
Marys.
paradise.
All right, Billy Graham, give me a break.
10 Hail
telling you the
Marys,
real
that's
thing.
it. That ain't bad.
Yeah, and then but I do them before I leave the church.
He might get 9 rosaries. Yeah.
I'm telling you the real
No, I
thing.
don't think so. I know.
Today thou shalt be with me in paradise. That's the real thing. That's the gospel.
That's
Was that an
right.
episode of the Banana Splits? Or was that
Now, was that the guy on the left or the right? Do you remember?
Flegel said that too.
Right.
Bingo. You're making light of this.
Now trust me, Quincy.
No, it was the sinner on the right.
You had impure thoughts when the sour grapes used to come over and kick all the banana splits' ass.
Right?
Yeah, you wanted to have some.
Yeah, who are you confessing to?
Yeah, you
I'm
wanted
not
some.
confessing to anything.
Because you're saved.
Attaboy.
That's right. I'm saying some of the best of clips of the gospel.
This whole saved business is a huge
right.
loophole.
There's no
That's what I'm
loophole.
saying.
I'm
Oh!
saved. So
I just-
love to
I'm
present.
saved. Yeah, I'm saved. People let me talk about kingdom come. That's why I'm saved. I'm saved.
So
I
I
can't
got-
preach until I'm deaf and dumb.
Well, it's up to you. You want Barabbas or Christ? You have to make the choice.
Why is it always Barabbas or Christ?
Because that's one of my favorite, best of the Gospels themselves.
I do a lot of saving. Like, if I see a new picture of Tory Black, right click, save as.
Oh, no, see.
It's one of my favorite. It's like you have to make the choice. Part of being saved, you get to tell the gospel.
I'm pro-choice, Quincy.
There's no funny.
I saw you on the news. You wouldn't say who you voted for. You better have voted for my candidate because I'm pro-choice. And those red, white, and blue signs on your lawn, I'm going to rip them up and throw them in your face. You voted for the devil. I know you did.
I can't say who I voted for, but I went and
But you
voted.
were interviewed.
That's right. I was interviewed.
Your big chance, and you held back.
I didn't hold back. I voted. Just look at my interview. I was in and out
I'm
quickly.
just teasing you.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Just my interview
I know, you're
says
a jerk. Yeah.
quickly in and out on the double.
Quickly.
And it says and how come you like what else? Because if you don't vote, then you don't get to say anything.
See, that's bullshit.
There it is. No, it's not.
Yeah,
if you don't
yes,
vote,
it is. I voted, but you still have a fucking voice. You're American.
if you don't vote, you don't
good
get to
point.
say anything.
No,
In other words,
no, that's not how it works.
Yes, it does. Remember the
No,
old.
no, that's not how it works.
Yes, it does. How does it work? If you
Just
don't,
came into the room.
then you tell me
Happy.
how does it work? You don't have a say in the matter if you don't vote.
How do you figure that?
Because remember the old school commercials, and it still goes today. If you don't vote, you don't count. My version is like, well, that way.
Whoa.
Well, I
don't remember
voted.
that commercial.
What is this, Schoolhouse Rock?
No, it was give a hoot, don't pollute.
That's Woods the Owl.
I'm sorry.
But my
That
version
wasn't about
says.
voting. I thought that was about voting.
My version
Wasn't
says
Woodsy
like,
a
well,
big voter or something?
You still have a voice if you don't vote. Some people can't vote.
My version says like I voted, so I get to say, well, where's all the promises that you're supposed to deliver?
So if you vote and you vote for a candidate that loses, that means you have a less of a say. Is that what you're saying?
Doesn't matter.
I
who,
like that one.
Doesn't matter who you vote for. If you vote, in other words, as long as you vote, you get to have some kind of a say in the matter.
Right.
Because everyone supposed to make a promise, and then they're supposed to deliver. But then part of like being a voter says, well, where's all the promises that you're supposed to deliver?
How do you feel about the age of voters? Do you think it should go up, or do you think it's great where it is right now?
I'd have to study the question. I don't know what the meaning of the question is.
All right, I'll explain it again. So you have to be how old to vote in this country? 18.
Right?
Okay. Do you think the age should go up to, say, 21? Like the legal age to drink as opposed to 18? Do you think the 18-year-olds present the mentality to make
okay. I say
educated
Vote.
decision on who to vote for? Or
No, let them
understand the
vote early as
process?
possible. Get them into politics. That way you can teach the young ones. Yeah, age, what's wrong with 18?
All right.
What's wrong with 15? Same thing as get your driver's
Well,
license.
there you go. All right. So
What's
there
wrong
you
with
go.
7?
You
You'd be the president.
you just kind of slid into what I was going to say.
2.
So I've got a 17-year-old daughter. She's got plenty to say about this last election. Plenty to say.
I
and
bet
she
she does.
couldn't
I bet
vote.
she does.
She couldn't vote?
Nope. Because she's not 18.
Then let her vote anyway. I'm sure she's going to be a very good.
Well, in this state, you can.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure she's going to be a very good spokesperson.
Jeff's going to be voting in the next year's election.
Yeah,
right.
there you go. There
And
you
the
go.
one
be-
200 years from
No,
now,
it's
too.
just a valid question, Quince. You got
hope
a good
I answered
point,
the
brother,
question real
buddy.
good for you.
No, you did. Absolutely.
People have a right to vote, and your sister's probably learned a lot about politics.
Daughter.
I'm sorry. Your daughter has learned a lot about politics.
And she's an A-plus student. She's in the National Honor Society, on the debate club, letters in 2 varsity sports. She's headed in the right direction, and she's a Republican.
She's going to be.
Hey, I thought for sure it was going to go the other way.
She is going to be.
Our listenership just plummeted. Actually, no. There's more people in the country that.
Nah, man.
Hey, man, I ain't nothing. Don't put no labels on me. I just voted the right way.
Independent.
Yeah, that's it.
What's this sound effect do?
See, I like that one. Ooh.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Twilight Zone?
Tonight
That's
on
what, like-
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, it's like, so you don't go to confession, huh?
I'm saved.
This one right here. Let's. You know what? We're gonna go through the colors here and see what we have. All right.
We're gonna run down the.
We're gonna run down the colors, and then we're
we go.
running out of time. So
All
here we
right,
go.
perfect.
Let's try this pink one right here.
Oh, that's the Abby button.
Wait a minute. Before you press the next one, I'm going to ask him a question. When he answers, then hit it. Okay.
Okay. This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite drink in the world?
Milk and coffee.
Yeah, for the birds.
All right,
that
I'll get
didn't
the
work
next
as good as I
I got
thought
the
it
next
was.
question. TC, who's your favorite porn star?
Depends on the day.
Matt Ramsey.
Oh. All right, Ricky, you got a question.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to ask me.
No, you're going to ask me.
All right. What's your favorite 80s band?
Jay Giles Band. Wow. All right, Huey Lewis in the news.
Quincy, I got a question for you.
I'll try my best.
What do you do after you flush the toilet?
Flush.
After you flush the toilet?
Wash your hands.
What do you shuffle out of the bathroom with your pants down around your ankles?
You wash your hands with hot soapy water.
Before you pull up your trousers?
After.
All
Let's
right.
change the subject. What are we?
Oh, you don't like that either, huh? Christmas and
See, now
taking
I do.
shits.
I wash my hands before I pull up my
Why
pants.
are we
What if you got
discussing-
something on your pants, man?
What do you do, though? What if the sink's across the room?
It's not.
Why are we? Why are we discussing this?
Wasn't it funny if it was like an audience of women and they just laughed at us all night?
Why are we
so
discussing
funny.
this now? I thought this was supposed to be clean comedy, not disgusting.
Well, we're not talking Danny Thomas here. We're talking about, bodily functions.
All right, well, we discussed it.
What do you mean? We were talking about nipples like rocks about a half hour ago.
She had nipples like little rocks.
Well, that's different. Yeah.
Girls, keep it down, all right? Is that keg empty?
Here we go.
Hey, did you see Jay Leno?
No.
Isn't that awful?
happened?
I think Conan O'Brien finally got revenge.
You think so? He fell down.
What do you mean?
He's all banged up. It's like he's all black and blue. He's got an eye patch and everything. What
the hell?
He took a Dixie down a hill or something, hit his head on a rock. He looks awful.
Seriously, he looks like something.
Christ, I gotta Google this.
I think he's. Oh yeah,
You're
I think
kidding
he's-
me.
I honestly think he's taken to heavy drinking since his wife.
Hasn't he always been a drinker?
Yeah, but I think his wife is suffering bad from like Alzheimer's.
Jay Leno's awesome. We met him, but he
Yeah.
was half in the bag when we met him when he got the
Nothing wrong
Hasty
with
Pudding
that.
Award.
Nothing wrong with it.
Oh my God!
Doesn't he look awful? 74
if you're
years old. didn't he?
Looking at the
Damn
screen
it
right
for the
now, we
grace
got a
of
picture
God.
of Jay Leno's face.
Yeah.
It's sad. Jay Leno's a good guy.
He is, and I think his wife Mavis is very.
He's got an
very-
eye patch.
Yeah, his wife is very very ill.
Well, I mean,
Holy shit.
he was out on a comedy gig.
Yeah.
And, they were like, Jay Leno is, can he afford something better than the Hampton Inn?
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't he realize that the promoter brought him there?
Yeah, yeah.
And the promoter's going to put him up the 4 seasons.
yeah, he's gonna lose all his money, and Leno's like, yeah, he's gonna go back to
He
his
don't
mansion
care.
in his cars.
Yeah,
And,
I was just doing a comedy gig. If they got a bed in the toilet, that's all I need,
I mean, what else do you need?
Well, he is 74.
Yeah.
This story says he hit several rocks down
I think
tumbled down a
he's-
65-foot hill.
I think he's a little tipple.
Yeah, he was drinking Ripple.
Jay and Jill went up the hill to get a pail of water. Jay fell down and
Yeah.
lost his crown.
Jack and Jill went up the hill. Each had
His
a
wife
bucket and a
Mavis.
quarter. Jack
Mavis
came down
Leno.
with 250. Oh!
I miss Dice.
Oh, he's still around. You follow him?
After hours, I fucked it. Oh!
Well, it looks like I'm getting through the earpiece. Abby is offended by some of this stuff. She's
Oh, well, you know what?
Tough
We still got the mics, Abby.
we do have the mics. I don't. She may hit the mute button for all we know.
No, but he's still around?
Oh, you got to follow him on Instagram.
I will.
He does this. We're winding up, but I'll show you some of his videos afterwards. Dice is doing a whole new thing that's absolutely hilarious.
That wasn't me. That's now her little cue button.
All right,
We're
all
awfully
right. We get
sorry,
it, we get
Governess.
it.
Do you think we could be forgiven? Will we be allowed to do another show next week?
I do hope you can find it in your heart to forgive us.
It's Thanksgiving next week. I think we're doing a show.
Oh, Thanksgiving, that American holiday where all the Brits came over here and we celebrated by eating turkey. Yeah.
Now she has control of the special effect button.
Well, lucky it ain't the 4th of July, lady.
Oh.
We kicked your ass good that time, didn't we?
You Yankee Doodle dandy.
I called it macaroni.
That's going to do it for the rundown for tonight.
Boy.
I want to thank my panel of guests, the awesome Ricky Bittman,
Thank you.
TC Restani,
Yeah.
and the legendary Quincy Briscoe.
Thank you for having. And like every episode, we should say more often. Thank you for watching. Please drive carefully. Okay?
And before you say it, we got to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving.
And
Gobble,
right
gobble.
now, gobble, gobble. Please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble and
There we go. All right.
be
Happy
thankful for
Thanksgiving,
each other.
everyone. And Jeff, we're thinking of you.
Jeff, we're thinking of
thankful.
you. Always, always. Good grief.
Thanks, Jeff.